penis. Some of the more observant people amongst you might have realised that I've got myself a brand new chair. It's a really nice chair, really comfortable. I actually stole it from a defenceless old age pensioner. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another pointless internet series. The show where I like to talk about some bullshit. During my travels across the internet, I've seen quite a few things that have just made me go, why? Why is this a thing? And this is the show where I talk about these things, partly to tell you about them, and partly to get them off my chest. I'm a very angry human being. I need to get my frustration out somehow, and this show is how I do it. I am honestly so pleased with this chair. I can just swivel when I'm talking now. I can even go the whole way around if I want to. This is great, guys. My videos are going to be even less coherent than usual now. Now, before we get into the meat and potatoes of this episode, I've got a very quick and epic announcement for you all. So, prick your ears up, kids. This one's important. Some of you might be aware that recently I released some green screen templates. It's basically me standing in front of a green screen, saying and doing various things. And you can take these green screens and do whatever the hell you want with them. It's a chance for you to express your creative freedom, or more likely to just make a load of stale, unfunny, and generally quite horrible memes about good old Mother Moocake. Now, the reason I'm directing you towards these green screen templates is one, because I hate myself. I absolutely hate myself. And two, because in the next episode of Apis, I'm going to be reacting and looking at some of the green screen submissions I've been sent. Now, that episode of Apis is going to be out in about a week and a half from now, so you've got about a week to take these green screens, do whatever the hell you want with them, and send them my way. And I'm going to be choosing some of the best ones over the course of the week and reacting to them in the next episode of Apis. If you fancy making an unfunny, horrible meme about me, the green screen templates will be linked in the description below. Have a gander, see what you can do with them, and then send me your submissions on either Twitter or Discord. They will also be linked in the description. Yeah, this is awful. I hate this. I despise this.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
Now, the first topic for today's agenda. Good grief, ladies and gentlemen. I have wanted to talk about this one for quite a while now. Some of you may be aware that Netflix has quite recently released a brand new movie, and they've called it Cuties. This is a movie that makes me feel unclean whenever I even say the name of it. Now, before we even get into what this movie is about, let's have a quick look at the promotional poster. You know, the poster that they put all over the place to promote this movie when it was coming out? Here it is. What an excellent piece of advertising. Am I right, guys? Just in case you're second guessing yourself, as I did when I first saw this poster, you are correct. This is a group of children no older than 12, wearing next to no clothing, all posing in extremely suggestive and provocative poses. What do you expect me to say about this? Like, this is fucked. This is just fucked. I've got nothing else. Now, usually at this point, I'd say something like, oh, this is probably a load of old, out-of-touch white men. You know, they're probably responsible for this travesty. But you know what? It probably isn't. Even old, out-of-touch white men would look at this and go, what the fuck am I looking at? Now, some of you may be thinking, as I did when I initially saw this poster, which is, you know what? Yeah, this looks pretty fucking bad. This looks atrocious, actually, but hey, maybe this one's just on the advertising team. Maybe the advertising team just screwed this up really badly, and the film is actually not as bad as it seems. But no, this isn't the advertising crew's fault. The film is just this fucked up. Amy, 11, becomes fascinated with a twerking dance crew. Hoping to join them, she starts exploring her femininity and defying her family's traditions. This is a movie about a load of children twerking. This is basically an hour and a half of a load of 12-year-olds ignoring their parents and ignoring any common sense, and instead going off and doing a load of really weird and really messed up shit that no 12-year-old should ever be doing. Ever. Who greenlit this movie? That's what I want to know. Who looked at the finished product of this movie and went, yeah, we'll put this on Netflix. This is a great idea, guys. At least one person during the production and creation of this movie has to have stood up and gone, hold on, guys. This is a little bit fucked up. One person surely must have stood up and gone, hold on. This is a bit fucking weird, isn't it? I mean, have you seen this? This is a little bit, come on. It's a bit... Am I the only one that's thinking this here? Now, apparently this movie is supposed to speak out against the sexualizing of kids. Apparently the overall message is, yeah, guys, don't sexualize kids. It's really bad. I've also heard that apparently the movie is designed to make you feel uncomfortable as part of the message. However, if this was the message, they have royally screwed up executing it. The only thing this film manages to achieve is sexualizing kids. That's all it manages to do. This film is basically softcore child porn, and it's on Netflix. Oh goody, I just love the internet. Now obviously I haven't watched this film, and believe me, I'm never going to. However, I've watched a couple of reviews, and I've read a few synopses of the film, and just from these alone, you can kind of tell that this film is, well, it's completely disgusting. The fact that it exists is bad enough on its own. However, the fact that it's also like an actual movie with a proper budget that's been put on Netflix, that just makes this whole thing even worse. I cannot put into words how much I hate this fucking thing. It is awful. This movie has either been put together by a load of people that are so brain dead and so retarded that they didn't notice all the red flags, or it's been put together by a load of people with some serious problems. And that applies as well, I think, to anyone defending this film. If you're trying to defend this film, you've probably got some serious problems as well. I have tried to keep this segment as lighthearted as possible, but honestly, this is genuinely one of the most repulsive things I have ever seen ever on the internet. I cannot state that enough. Fuck this movie, and fuck anyone that's defending it. I think that's about all I can say on this matter. Loads of people on the internet are currently calling to boycott Netflix. Well, joke's on you fuckers. I've never even owned Netflix. I've never even bought a subscription. I've never even used a free trial. So for once in my life, I, Mother Moocake, a complete arsehole, have the moral high ground in this scenario. What a time to be alive.
Hello friend, may I acquire this?
So next topic, let's try and lighten the mood a little bit, shall we? Now, this topic isn't new by any stretch. However, I only recently heard about it, and I'm willing to bet that a lot of people watching haven't heard about this before, so fuck it, I'm going to talk about it. Moocake, this topic isn't new. I don't care. I do not give a single shit. This is already one of the worst shows on the internet. Do you really think I care at all? Now, most of you are probably aware of Pepsi, the good old soft drink, good old Pepsi Cola, good old Beppix, am I right, guys? Now, Pepsi, about 10 years ago from now, redesigned its logo. And by this point in time, you're probably well aware of what this logo looks like. It has been out for a fucking decade. However, the design process behind this logo is honestly one of the trippiest, one of the weirdest, and one of the most unnecessary things I have ever seen in my life. And oh boy, it's ticked me off, guys. So here we have the designs and the plans for the Pepsi logo. It's all laid out in a 26-page document. That's right, 26 pieces of paper for a soft drink logo. I love trees, guys, am I right? Even just scrolling through this document, even just skimming through it and not really reading it, it already feels like taking 12 tabs of acid at once. I have read this document, or rather tried to read this document, about 5 or 6 times now, and I still genuinely don't understand well over half of it. It is some of the balmiest shit I have ever read in my life. Here's some of the highlights. So on page 6, this document compares and attempts to connect Pepsi's logo with things like the Parthenon, the works of Pythagoras, the Mona Lisa, and a bunch of other extremely important historical breakthroughs. You know, things that are far more important than, oh, I don't know, the fucking logo of a soft drink. It also does this on page 18, just in case you didn't get enough of it the first time around. On pages 8 to 16, this document takes every single Pepsi logo ever and reduces them to a load of squiggles. And it calls this process tracing Pepsi's DNA. On page 21, this document details the dynamic force of the Pepsi logo. On page 26, it details the gravitational pull of the Pepsi logo. And finally, on page 27, it details the Pepsi universe. That's right, guys, there's a Pepsi cinematic universe now, and it is some of the trippiest, most acid-ridden shit I have ever seen in my life. Now, the best bit of this story is that Pepsi paid $1 million for this. They paid $1 million for someone to sit down and basically doodle like a child across 26 to 28 pages. Are they retarded? I could get wasted and easily reproduce something similar to this. Pepsi, next time you need a logo redesign, hit me up. All I need is 5 litres of vodka, a few pages of paper, and $2 billion, please.
Congratulations, Mrs. Head. It's a giraffe!
And the final story of today, guys. Have you heard? California's on fire right now. The whole thing's just ablaze. Wildfires have apparently spread and burnt across thousands of acres. And this awful destruction and loss of life was all started by, get this, a gender reveal party. So apparently a load of troglodytes went off into the woods to try and have some pointless and narcissistic celebration, and instead all they managed to achieve was a massive fucking wildfire by setting off a load of smoke machines. Well done, guys. God bless America. Now let's get one thing clear straight away. Gender reveal parties are fucking stupid. They are pointless, they are narcissistic, and they are completely brain dead. Apparently these massive gender reveal parties are a big thing in America, but they're just not over here. Like, where I come from, you send someone a text or a letter if you want to reveal the gender of your child. You don't, like, set a load of shit on fire or blow a load of things up. It's just the most brain-dead thing I have ever heard of. It's just like an excuse to blow shit up. It's just pointless. I don't understand it. Having some massive fuck-off party with fireworks and smoke machines and explosions, all to reveal the gender of your baby, is just such a retarded concept to me. I just cannot wrap my head around why it's even a thing. It's also quite a stupid and dangerous idea as well. Like, this whole wildfire situation proves that on its own. But apparently, this isn't even the first gender reveal party that's started wildfires and killed people. You would think after the first time a gender reveal party went horribly wrong, destroyed thousands of acres, and killed people, you would think people would go, maybe this isn't a good idea after all, guys. Maybe we should stop. But what's that? Infringement of my right? Nobody gives a shit what gender your child is anyway. You realise that, right? Nobody cares. They've probably just come for the free food and drink. Children are very much like farts, in my opinion. You can only really tolerate your own, and the rest of them you just don't have time for. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to do it for this episode. I feel a little bit better about myself. I'm suddenly not bridling with rage. This has honestly been quite therapeutic for me. Another quick reminder that in the next episode of Apis, I'll be looking at all your epic green screen memes. The green screens will be linked in the description below, and I'm hoping to have that episode of Apis out by next weekend, so you don't have long. If you want to send me some memes, be sure to get on it quickly. My Discord and Twitter are linked below as well. Send me them there, and I'll be looking at the best ones next week, hopefully. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for today's epic video. Thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe to support one of the worst shows on the internet. It's really great, guys. You definitely should. It feeds my ego and helps me sleep at night. Go ahead, leave a lovely comment right now about the size of my forehead. That would be most appreciated, guys. Thanks again. I genuinely feel quite nauseous now.